Well, good morning and welcome to Double K Home Projects. Today we're going to be working on this little Chevy Cruze and replacing the brakes, the back brakes. I'm just replacing the rotors and the pads on each side on the back. The fronts still look really good. So follow along with us as we do this. I've got to gather my tools and everything. I've got some parts to get to. I think I need to get some brake grease and some brake cleaner and things like that. So we will be back with you here in a minute. Okay, we're going to start out by popping the hood, and we're going to take off or loosen the master cylinder cap on the reservoir. Let's see if we can get this up there. And we got that in there. Okay. Right here, we're just going to pop this loose right here. That way, when I push in the calipers, we don't have a problem. There. So that ought to allow for fluid to fill up just a little bit as I crank in the caliper on each side. All right, first we're going to start by loosening the lug nuts. That cap there's messed up a little bit. I think I did that. These are like little covers over caps, you know. Okay. Boy, that tight. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, we're just loosening it. If you don't do this first, if you get the thing up in the air, you're not going to get these loose. The wheel will turn. So we got that one. We're going to go around the other side and do the same thing. Now, you don't want these very loose, but just loose enough. So there we go. That'll at least keep it on there. Matter of fact, I might just snug them just a little bit more than that. There. When we start jacking, it's going to put some weight on this. Because I'll probably do the other side first. So there we go. We got the lugs loose. Okay, now I've got to find some jack points here, preferably back here somewhere. I'm working in gravel, it's nice to have some cardboard. All right, that might work. I'm not going to solely rely on just this jack. Yeah. Okay, we're off. We're off the ground. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I've got some jack stands that we will see if I can get underneath here. Sorry about the audio. I think we got a windstorm going on. Had some pretty big storms come through last night. So, and today it's just windy. It's cooler. It's nice day to work on a car. Yeah. Come on. There. Okay. I like to have a lot of jack stands and jacks and everything under my car, especially when working in gravel. I'd rather do that than get smashed. I mean, some people don't take that seriously, I guess. I don't know. I've seen some people not use very many jack stands and jacks, and I don't know. You don't want to be counting on no single jack. I'll tell you that. Okay. Well, that holds it. But what I'm going to do I'll lift up just a bit. Pull that this way. And I'm gonna see if there's another jack point or yeah. I know the place to put my jack stand under here. But let's see here. There. Well, guess I could use my little jack here, my little bottle jack, and try to go up a little higher, maybe. I don't know if I can or not. I really don't like to be under here when that's happening either. Really, I don't. All this is doing is taking the wheel up a little bit more, which is fine because that's what I need for that jack stand to go underneath that axle. Let's see. Excuse me. There, I think that gave me enough. Now, oh, man. Of course, it's on the opposite side. Okay, I don't want to be underneath this when I let that down. Okay. I know this is hard for you guys to see. I've got a jack up underneath I got a bottle jack up underneath the spring. It actually jacked the tire up itself. But I've got a jack stand underneath the axle, or not really the axle. That will literally catch the car if it falls off of these. Oh. Okay, that's where we're going with that. Now, let's let this down a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to pump this up just a little. Oh, nothing on that. Okay, now let's see. Okay, now there's no weight on that one, but it'll catch. Let me see. Oh. Now there's no weight on that one. Okay. That one will catch it if it does fall. And so will that one back there. So I've got like a 5-point stabilization here. Okay? That may be extreme, but I'd rather do that than, you know, be like crushed to death, you know? Because, you know, usually it doesn't feel very good. All right, tires off. We're just gonna roll her here in the back. Get her out of the way. Okay, let's come in here and inspect these for a second. See what we got. So, evidently these are 13 millimeter, I believe. And then the main bracket bolt is, which I know you probably can't see. Anyway, those are 15 millimeter. So I've got both those wrenches. Boots look pretty good, I guess. Yeah, we got to inspect all that. But I got to get in here to see if I can see how much pad we got left here. And I don't know that I can see it. It's so dark in there. I'll just have to wait to get them off. So, there we go. So here's the back of the brake caliper. We're getting ready to take off. The lines look good. Okay, I've got my 13 millimeter wrench and socket. There's my 13 millimeter. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of, see? Socket won't even go on there because the emergency brake's in the way. So what I normally do is take my hammer Yep, see it come right loose. And just peck it just a little bit. What we got to do is, with these, even though that's loose, you got to get a pair of needle nose vice grips and get in here on this. Let me show you. This, both the top and the bottom bolt for this has a nut right here. Okay, and that spins. You've got to hold that nut right here, and unless you have a real thin wrench, you know, you have to use a pair of needle nose vice grips, which I do have right here. So just use a pair of these to get in there, and try not to damage the rubber. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to pinch this and get that bolt out, both top and bottom. There. Now the bottom one I can probably use my ratchet with, but this top one, you can't get it on there unless you take your emergency brake cable loose, and I really don't want to do that unless I have to. All right. There we go. There's one of them. Surely it's not. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Watch yourself for sharp edges. I just about cut my arm there on the fender well. Huh. Okay. I want to go put these in my little bucket. Got them both out. I was looking for my pry bar and I couldn't find it. Normally you'd use a pry bar to do this. You gotta pry this out. Our problem is that emergency brake. There we go. There. Now, these are slotted here, and it takes a tool or the end of your needle nose pliers, as some people use, and turn that in. Some calipers you can press in with a clamp, but this has to be pressed all the way in or turned all the way in for the new pads to fit over the new rotor. So with this little booger, you just take your super long bungee cord that not ideal, but mine is super long. It might hang right there, maybe. Okay. Gosh, those pads don't look bad. I wonder what's going on with them. I mean, yeah, the pads didn't look bad on here. Really. They're grooved. Probably just a bad rotor, maybe. Those are loose. Oh, that one's a little stiff. I'm gonna take those out. I gotta take this bracket off with the the 15 millimeter down here and back here. We've got that hanging now. I've got to turn that in. I'll just put new rotors on it, because there is grooves in this rotor, and that could be causing problems. I don't know. I mean, it's grooving the pads, but the pads don't look all that bad, really. They weren't grinding or anything, which is what we were getting. It sounded like something was grinding. It could be the other side. I don't know. Hopefully it's not the front. We didn't buy pads for the front. Anyway, we're going to change them. Let's see. That's tightening. I'm going to lefty-loosey this. Oh, yep, okay. Now, what I normally do is if I got to do that, I put a little cheater bar on there. Oh, that come right loose. That is a little tighter. Okay, it come loose too. I've changed these before. It doesn't seem like it was all that long ago. Well, we're going to put new back brakes on it anyway, just for peace of mind. I mean, it does need it. These rotors are trash, really. I bought brand new rotors for it. I think I will take those pins out of here here in a second I'll show you. Oops. I'm going to take these out. These come out and you can re-grease these. Yeah, that one feels a little stiff. I'm going to clean him out. That one's really nice. That's just a little stiff. So we will pop those out here in just a little while when we go to clean everything. I'm going to leave those the spring clips in here too for right now until I can put the other ones in. And I do see that those are hanging over and they're not supposed to. That could be a problem. Next, we're going to take this set screw out. This retaining screw, I should say. It helps hold your caliper in place, or your rotor in place. And it's a T30. I'll bring it down there and show it to you. It's right there. T30. It's just a set screw that helps hold your rotor on there, although the lugs do a pretty good job as well. Okay, we're going to see if this will actually take this thing out of here. We'll see. Wow, it does. Well, that's nice. All right, it's definitely rusty. It's rusty, and it's got grooves in it really bad, both sides. So, and I think that may have been from the previous brake before I changed these other ones, and it's just grooved those pads. But really, I mean, those pads would have lasted forever, I do believe. So we need to clean this off right here. Clean any big spots off of it, you know. All right, I'm gonna go get me a little bit of lubricant and put on there. Okay, I'm sure my choice of lubricant would be everybody's choice, right? I doubt it. It's okay. Would even work. A lot of excess there. All right. Let's let that soak in. All right, make a big mess. All right. So there's that. We're ready to put the new rotor on. Okay, we are getting ready to clean these rotors off because these new ones, they come with this oily film on them to keep them from rusting. Get them out of the bags here. I guess it probably doesn't really matter what brand of rotor you get, but one thing that they say you should probably check for when you buy your rotors is that they have a crosshatch pattern in them, and these do. If you can see that, it's got a kind of a crosshatch pattern. Evidently that's supposed to help keep your brakes cool. Let's go ahead and get these sprayed and cleaned. Let's use some brake cleaner. I have to tie everything down because it is like gale force winds out here today. It's terrible. I'm just going to clean them on top of the box. I don't have any kind of core return or anything on this, so let's set it on top of the box. Wow, that's pretty aggressive, boy. How fast that comes out. All right, just kind of clean these off a little bit. All right. Okay, there we go. Got them cleaned off. I can literally go put one of them on. I'm gonna set these out of the way though, because I need to also, while I'm at it, I need to clean these. And before I take these out, I'm gonna take these spring clips off. I may need to, okay, there they come off. Dirty, there. And I need to go get my wire brush and clean that. Okay. I'm gonna be cleaning like these grooves here and just cleaning them out where those spring clips set back in there. Just gonna clean them real good, and I'm gonna try to keep from hitting the rubber. Got that now. Let's take these pins out. You should be able to pull this. Little rubber right back and pull these pins out. That's pretty dirty grease. I'm going to re-grease these. All right, here's my grease. Your local auto store sells this stuff. I don't have a lot of it, but I'm hoping I have enough to at least get the job done today. I think I will. Okay, I'm putting new grease on there. I'm just going to stick it right back in there. And it pops right on there. Spring's good. This one's hard. This one's a little bit harder. We'll see what's going on with that. I think it's just because it's got like a rubber piece in it. The grease looked good in it, but we'll clean her up and re-grease it while we got her off. Okay, I should have enough to do the other side. I'm hoping. I'm just gonna have to purchase some more of that stuff. There we go. I'm just gonna put her right back in there. I'm gonna spin it to get it all. Yep, look at there. Yep, look, springs now. Okay, good. There we go with that. Okay. Take a minute. Okay, you don't want them going over. See, it needs to go at least that far. Yeah, we're not even close. Okay, there. It goes like that. Now I need to push that down. So that it doesn't extend over the side of that. Okay, there we go. There's one. There's two. Okay, there we go. Got the new spring clips in here. I guess that's what you call them. I don't know. Anyway, we got to put some grease in there too, just a little bit for the pads to slide on. Okay, these come in sets, but before we do that, we are going to put one of the new rotors on. All right, here we go with putting a new rotor on. So here's your hole for your pin or your screw, your set screw. Need to start that thing in there by hand. Okay, make sure you're not cross-threading that thing, or you'll never get it out the next time without breaking it or something, you know. Now I'm gonna snug it up with this. I don't think it has to be super tight, just so it doesn't come off. Probably like that. New rotor is on. What we need to probably do next is get this caliper screwed in. So I think that's what we'll do next. Now, with the caliper, take this, they got these little tools that have like little dogs on them that are notches that catch. It'll catch this up in here. My problem is now I've got this crazy bungee cord in the way. So I've got to get that out of the way. Could be the hardest part of the job. Getting this out of here. Okay, bungee cord out of the way. Now, let's see which one. It may be that one. Is it? Or is it a big, I bet it's this one. See which one fits in there without it slipping. Well, it's not that one. Is it that one? No. It may be these. Nope, that's not wide enough. That's not wide enough. That one might be. Yep, that's it right there. Fits in there good. So, that's what we want. Gotta get rid of my socket here. I'll use my extension so I can get out beyond the... Okay, that's the wrong way. Okay, it's not easy still with trying to hold it with one hand and okay, there. All right, see how that turns? You gotta watch this rubber too that's around it. And you just turn that cylinder in. Gosh, even with the wrench, it's kind of hard to do to stay lined up in the grooves. Are you going back in, buddy? Come on. Hard to keep her lined up. That's probably enough. We'll see. It's got to be able to fit down over there. So I'm going to let that sit right there for right now until I can get the pads and everything ready and the bracket to go back on. I may have to swing that back up out of the way. I don't know. Yeah, just to hold it up out of the way for right now. As you see here, this has a squeaker, okay? Now that warns you when the pads are getting too low so your pad doesn't go metal to metal on your rotor. So that pad goes, or that squeaker goes towards the back here, okay? If I remember right, these are kind of a bear to get on. If I remember right. Okay, looks, well, keeps popping out. There, I got that on. But however, we need to put some grease in here in these little runs. Okay? Is that the way it went? Or does it go like that? That's up. It goes like that. Okay? And like that. So, got to get some of this grease. I don't want a lot of it because I don't want to waste it. It just needs a smidgen in here so that it'll run back and forth. Okay? You don't want too much anyway, building up. So I'm just kind of spreading it there and here, okay? And you can put some on here, but I'm running a little bit low, so I don't want to use too much, because I got to do the other side too. All right. So there, it goes like that. Okay. We'll put just a little smidgen on it. Thing keeps coming off. I'm going to put a little bit on the back of that, where the cylinder pushes against it. Okay. I'm going to have problems with that coming off. Why are you coming off, buddy? Gosh. Okay. Now let's see if we can get this on here. Whoop. It's so greasy it just slides right through there. Okay. There we go. Now if I can just keep them in, that's going to be the fun. Okay. All right, now we're ready to take this out there and put it on, I do believe. Okay, we'll see if I can get this back on there with the least amount of trouble possible. We'll see about that. Yep, see, we're already losing it. Okay. You go in here like so. Okay. Well, that is definitely going to fit. Okay. All right. There we go. Now, gotta get these bolts started. Where'd you go? There he is. Trying to get this bolt screwed in here enough that the brake pads don't fly out. Okay. There's the top one. I'm on bottom one. You can go in there too. And these are the 15 millimeter. Okay. These actually have a torque spec on them, but okay, that's tight enough. Ain't going nowhere. All right, so the new pads are in. Let's see if I can get this thing to go over it now. That's where the fun begins. This emergency brake back there wants to hold it out, so we will see how well this goes. Hey, look at that. That's hard to believe. Now, the only problem I'm going to have is getting that lined up because of that crazy emergency brake. I'm going to see if I can't get the bottom one first, because it looks like it lines up a little easier. Okay, it's at least started. Okay, what do I need? Well, I forgot my vice grip. Okay, what I'm going to probably need to do is go like that. Will that work? I don't know. I might be able to. Yikesters, man. Okay. Yeah, it still doesn't do anything. Okay, maybe I can do this. There. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. Whew. Man, that's hard stuff. Now, why are you doing this to me? There you go. Well, that ain't cool. I wonder if I can crimp that up. Let me go get my vice grips. Okay, let's see if I can get that tightened up. Of course, that's the wrong one. This is the one you can't reach with a socket. Okay, that should be tightening. Okay. That one. All right. This would probably be easier with the socket down here, but I don't have much to do here. I don't have that many threads to go, and I'll have it tight with the wrench. Okay. There we go. I'm thinking that I can get the wheel back on this one. Okay. Oop. There we go. Come on, Chevy. There. Again, you really need to tighten these, or not tighten them, but you need to start them with your fingers. I mean, if you can. You get these cross-threaded, you're in trouble. Okay. Last one's trying to get away from me. I don't know where he was going. And I usually take my extension, and I mean, you can do it however you want. I know a lot of people use impacts and all that jazz. Do it however you want. This is how I've always done it. Yeah, it takes a little longer, but just pulling that wheel in. And all I do is I take and just snug them. Okay. I'm just barely snugging it. Now, you can take and go every other one. Okay. And there again, I'm just kind of snugging it. I'm not really tightening it down yet, because obviously I can't. The wheel turns. I got to get the wheel down on the ground, just touching. I don't put all the weight on it. I get it where the tire won't spin, okay, or the wheel won't spin, and then I tighten it up, and then I do a double check once I have all the weight on it. So, first thing I got to do is get underneath the back of this thing and get the jacks out of there, because that's the ones I put in last. One thing, it's tough on an old man crawling around like this. It's tough on you. Okay, let's see if I can reach through here. See if I can get that. All right, we are getting ready to jack this up. Okay. And get these jack stands out. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna try to slowly let it down. Okay, but not all the way. Just so I've got enough weight on the wheel. Then we're gonna tighten it up. Okay. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to let her off just a little more. There. That's definitely got some weight on it. Okay. Skip. Okay, let's let the weight off of her and we'll check her one more time. Or put the weight on it. Put the weight on it. Okay, now. Come on. That ain't going anywhere, I guarantee it. All right, there's an actual spec on that, torque spec. I just did the tight torque spec. But I felt it super tight, probably tighter than the normal torque spec. Okay, and by golly, I've done this for years and I've never had a tire come off. Okay, there we've got one side done. We got to go to the other side and do the same thing. We are finished with the rear brake job. So it was fun, but it wasn't too bad. Found out that the pads probably really didn't need changed. The rotors were looking kind of bad, but it was causing a groove in the pads. So I had the parts, so I went ahead and changed it, and we have new brakes on the back now. So hopefully that will last for a while. So hopefully the front brakes are okay. I think they are. So we will just go from there. I think I changed the front brakes the last time I changed the back brakes. So like I said, the back brakes looked okay. I think they were just dragging. So anyway, that's where we're gonna end this video today. Thanks for coming along. If you like this video, like, subscribe, and share, and leave comments if you'd like. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.